Hello, everybody. Another fun-filled day. Just got off work. A lot of things going on around the world. I wanted to jump on here and do a quick video. I've had a lot of replies to a lot of the other videos. A lot of people that say, Jesus ain't coming. Yeah, a lot of people's going to believe that, okay? So you can't. Jesus told us these days would come. There'll be scoffers and those who will not believe, okay? You're just going to have to chalk that up and ignore it because I'm telling you, he's coming. Just like Noah did for 125 years, he preached and preached that it was coming, and they would not listen. And just like now, I keep going back to Luke. When he says, many are called, and few basically hear the call and do the work. And that's where we're at right now. He talks about the great falling away of the church in the last days. Well, we're there. The church, they don't want him. Look around. A lot of people say they don't see the things that are supposed to be happening at the end of the time. Let's go over some stories, okay? For one thing, today, or it was 2 days ago, they was talking about now you can go on, and if you die, you can have where people can eat your body. And they're going to make that happen. So, talks about in the Bible about cannibals, what the Lord thinks about that. There's just so many stories on right now, and if you don't see them, you're just blind. You don't want to see, and I see that so much today. People, they don't want to see because they don't want him to come. You're going to have to understand that. They don't want him to come because they're so in love with their sin that they don't want to let go of it. Today's the perfect day in these times for him to come back because the church is completely and utterly asleep. I tell church people that Jesus is coming, they just laugh. They think it's funny. Half the church now has been taught that there's no rapture coming. And the Lord told me to go to different places through the Bible. I found it so many times. And I'm like, Lord, why don't they see this? And he keeps telling me, because it's the great falling away. They're deceived. And many of them that do not believe that Jesus is coming, and they're going to be leaving here, they're going to be stuck here. And then they're going to hit their knees when it happens and say, oh, Lord, please come back and get me. I was wrong. It's too late then. See, we're awake. You're supposed to be awake all the time. And I'm just as guilty as everybody else. Up until October the 24th, I didn't see it either. And I've thanked him every day since that he woke me up. I'm just glad I heard him, because I could have been just like everybody else, asleep. But I heard him. And I thank God that he woke me up, because I was asleep as well. Now we just got to get our brothers and sisters awake. That's what we got to do. If you see these videos, you can put your dreams, your visions underneath them. If you want me to, I can spread the word of what you're seeing also. I'm thinking about go ahead and just printing them off, and then I'll read them out to people so we know what's going on, because the world's going to have to wake up. The church is going to have to wake up. And I've told the Lord this many a times when I pray. I'm like, Lord, the church is completely and utterly asleep, and it is. It's absolutely asleep. There's so many things going on right now, from Elon Musk trying to make brain chips to put in your head to live longer. It goes on and on. There's just so many things going on right now that is just absolutely horrendous that you can think about. And the big one the other day was they're right now building this place, and it's almost built, where they're going to manufacture 56,000 soulless babies, basically, because they're not made from God. They don't have no soul. And they're going to create babies in this place like you would product. And people's like, well, I don't see the great tribulation coming because everything's so hunky-dory in the world. Because they're watching, for one thing, they're watching cable, and all the news is owned by Satan now. Fox, MSNBC, all of them, they're owned by Satan. That's just a sad thing, but they own it. If you don't go digging for this stuff, and I've got on my YouTube channels, I asked God to take me to places where I could get the information, and I found a lot of them. and you're getting the right information, because if you don't dig for it, you're not going to get it. We're in the last days, and people just can't seem to realize in the last days Satan owns the world. He owns the media, because the Antichrist is getting ready to reign upon this earth. He already owns everything. You know, it's banned. You can't even say Jesus on TV anymore. They have a 10-second or a 10-minute delay. That if you say Jesus, they go in and edit it out. That's even on Fox Network. But you can't see the end of days coming when you can't say Jesus on TV anymore. But that doesn't mean he's coming. I'm telling you right now why he's coming. Because everybody don't want him to come. They don't fear him. The United States don't fear him. The world don't fear him. They spit in his face every chance they get now. Everything that you see on TV is just making a mockery of him. That's all it is. These are the days he's coming back. And now I see, after I woke up on the 24th, I'm like, oh, why didn't I see all this stuff? Because I was just like everybody else. I was just going about my life and ignoring everything. And well, now I'm awake. And the people's like, well, I don't think he's coming. Well, I don't care what you think. He's coming. You can get over it. If you're in love with the world, you're going to be stuck here with it. Because he's coming. He told me he's coming, and unlike everybody else, when he tells me he's doing something, I know he's going to do it. I have total faith. So I know he's coming. And I see why he's coming, because the world is absolutely falling apart. And I mean, it's just bad. It's corrupt, evil. We massacre 3 million babies a year in the United States. But they can't see why God is coming. That just shows you how asleep they are. Well, all the signs are not there. Oh, they're there. You've got your head in the sand. You won't see them. And it's called the Great Falling Away. It's in Paul's Gospel. It's in there a lot of times about the end of church, especially in Revelation, that the Great Falling Away will take place. And that's when he'll come, when the church is preaching false doctrine, teaching there's no rapture, teaching this and that. It's just all, the church is so corrupt, it's just like the government. That's why he's coming back. He even talks about the seventh church that is represented by our generation, that it's so horrendous that it makes him want to vomit. That's where we're at now. The church makes God want to vomit. That right there teaches you all you need to know. So anybody gets on these comments down below and says, he's not coming, he's coming, just ignore it, because Jesus told us it was going to happen. There's going to be false teachers, false prophets. They're all out there teaching you that Jesus ain't coming. The world's going to get better. And that's false. And they're liars. And they're false prophets. Because they also want to bring up the, the great money wealth being changed from the sinners to the rich, or to the church, okay? Well, that's already been happening. That's been happening since the 70s. That generation is this generation. These pastors are worth $28 to $30 million. That's already happened. The money has went to the church. And they've wasted it. And they'll have to answer for it. And they will very, very soon. These churches, these mega churches, are going to answer for it. Their time has come. That's why they don't want Jesus to come. They know what they've done with the money he gave them. That's why. We're in the last days. I'm telling you, he's coming. Spread the word. Do not listen to anybody. Especially on this internet, which is just pure evil. But listen to me. Jesus is coming. Tell everybody. Spread the word. Get you a video camera. Get on it. Even if you don't have to show your face. Just record your voice. Tell the world he's coming. Because I need your help. I can't do it by myself. There's really not that many of us telling it. And we need your help to get it out. Subscribe down below. Like the video. Share the video. But like I said, get on here and do it yourself. Also, spread the word. We'll work together. My brothers and sisters in Christ. All of you out there that's already established. Keep doing what you're doing. And, we're doing our job. And it was confirmed to me, like I said, by Jesus himself. Hey, I'm coming. So, Do the job. Tell everybody you're coming. That's all we can do. Just keep telling them and telling them and telling them. There's going to be people that's going to have bad comments under your videos because they're lost to the world. There's nothing you can do for them. I'm sorry. They don't believe Jesus is coming because they don't want him to come because they know what that means. The rapture is real. It's called caught up. They just don't like it because it's that word. But we're also, what did Jesus say? We're in the generation right before he comes that are offended by everything. Oh, wow. Boy, that is definitely true. Because everybody today, they're offended by everything. I don't know how they get up out of bed and go to work because they're offended by their alarm clocks. Ignore these people. Pray for them, but ignore them because they don't want him to come. Their spirit knows he's coming, and the spirit knows that there's a rapture. They know it, even though they've been false taught by these preachers that don't want him to come, and they don't want you to know he's coming because they know he's going to take you to hell if you don't wake up. That's why they don't want Jesus to come. They've gotten away with stuff for so long that now they know he's coming. The government knows he's coming. Don't think they don't. They know he's coming. The Antichrist knows he's coming. So they're going to be preaching everything. There's no rapture. Don't believe in that. Because they want you here to torture. Because that's who they're going to go after. They're going to go after Jews and Christians. That's who they're going to go after. Once you're left here. So think about that. Every time you see these comments, well, I don't believe he's coming. I don't believe he's coming. That's what that is. Because they don't want him to come. They don't want to be raptured. They want to hide. He said they'll try to hide under rocks. There's nowhere you to hide. I don't care if you got bunkers, whatever you are, you're not going to hide from the Lord. He's coming. And you're going to answer for everything you've done down here. Tell the world he's coming. Keep it in your mind. Do not let people tell you any different. Don't let anybody tell you there's no rapture. They're liars and they're the devil. I'm sorry. But that's just where we're at right now. Tell everybody. And anybody tells you not to say that, they're not of God. Because the Lord is telling everybody. He's telling the church. He's telling everybody who will listen, I'm coming. Tell everybody. Get them ready. Or you're going to be left here. I love you. Jesus loves you. Spread the word. Jesus is coming.